My name is Emery and I'm a professional tarot reader making my living online for going on 30 years now. I started off just like you. I had tried to previously learn the tarot cards and you can bet that I failed. I stumbled and messed up when I was first starting out. Is this starting to sound familiar? If you're like most people that I talk to, you can relate. But then I turned it all around in a very short amount of time. And here's the secret. I began reading in pairs and using just one spread that provided all of the positions in the tarot. I found a unique way to tap in and put all of the pieces of the tarot's guidance together. After that, the results became easy. I simply found it was like learning another language. And I've been getting great results for myself and for others for the last 30 years. The point is, I know exactly what it takes to do an honest and accurate tarot reading. Now I'm going to show you how to do this too. So stick with me because you're going to love it. Hello everybody, how are you today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So here we are for some more training on how to read the tarot. So we are continuing our journey through the cards and we are nearly at the end of these 78 cards. And if you want to go back and find out more about how to read the major arcana, swords, the cups, the wands, and even the previous pentacles that I've covered in this series, you're very welcome to look in the playlist. And if you want a free copy of the bullet points PDF that I'm using here in the actual lesson, you're welcome to write to me for a copy. And that is at hello@tarotcourses.online. Hi, Ayushi, how are you? Let's add you to the broadcast. Hello, I'm doing well. How are you? So let's just move that there. So you are very welcome to interact and ask questions. I love answering your questions. If I can, of course, I'm happy to help. So it's all about how to actually read the cards. And in the series up to now, I've been going through each of the individual cards, but there's more I'll be sharing with you. If you want to hop over to my website, which is tarotcourses.online, you are welcome to go and look at the courses. They are very reasonable priced courses individually, not a fortune. I've done it so that anyone can actually decide that they want to actually study one particular side of the tarot, whether it's the swords, the cups, the wands, the court cards. Everyone hates the court cards, don't they? No, they're wonderful. And by knowing them, you learn and gain so much insight. But of course, there is a method, and the way in which I use tarot and teach tarot is to give you a system, a map, as it were, to be able to bring it all together. But we are not there yet. We haven't finished going through the cards. So let's continue through the cards. The difference, by the way, I have been asked by the few that bought the courses this week. Thank you so much to those that have. I hope you are enjoying it. And I've had some wonderful feedback from the people that have bought the courses telling me that they are trained, but they just felt very curious and felt compelled to go and look at the course and try it. And I think that the actual individual courses, shall we say the beginners, each one is under £20. So you are able to get all the in-depth insight of me teaching tarot over the years, so that you are able to know everything that you would need to know as a professional reader, or indeed if you are looking to just improve your skills for yourself, or to read for others, or to just enjoy your hobby of tarot. I do get it, and I know how difficult it can be to find the information together. And people say, I can't remember it. There's ways to do things, I promise you. So let's just get the facts right so that you've got that, and you've got the basic bullet points here that will help you. And we are doing the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles. And next week it'll be court cards. So that'll be the court cards belonging to the Pentacle family. And the Pentacles are the Earth family. So that is our Earth signs. And we are looking at Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, of course. So where does that fit in? Well, join me next week and you will find out more about court cards and the astrological signs and how you use that, okay? So if you can't make it, don't worry, watch the playback. But as I say, if you are really, really keen to become a professional and you want to kind of swap and go on your spiritual path and do something about that, then there's a way forwards, because I led a team of 250 psychic readers, mediums, tarot readers, oracle cards, runes, intuitives, psychics, clairvoyants, clairaudients, you name it. I led them when I founded a company way back. And I know what it takes to actually be able to deal with customers and the difficult questions they have. We had a 24/7 telephone psychic service where we were able to actually give readings to people. And I kind of did less and less with that company because I wanted to teach and I didn't have the time to do it. I've just had the most beautiful message that I do want to share with you. Thank you so much. What a beautiful testimonial from this young lady, Sandra Kenny. Thank you so, so much. I think you started a week ago or so, and I know that you got the swords, and I do believe that I noticed that you'd kind of gone into the intermediate method, which is where you find all the magic, and it's fabulous. It really is fabulous, because you don't doubt yourself, okay? But you do need to know the individual meanings of the cards. And thank you so much, Sandra. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Perhaps, Sandra, you'll come on and as we go forwards into the winter months, if you've got time, perhaps you'll come on and be a student and a reader. You can read, you can help other people that are learning, give them your insight as to what's different about this, and where you are now and where you were, and the progress you've made, and the struggles you had or the struggles you're having. And you know, we can do something like that. I'd love it, absolutely love it. Victor wants to do that too, because he's gone through the course, and Nicola has actually done the same. So yeah, let's do that. And thank you so much for your lovely kind words. I really, really appreciate feedback. It's everything, because then I know what to tweak, keep, or get rid of, or move on with for all of you. And that's it's my pleasure. It's also a privilege to teach people. And you know what? It's a fabulous method. So it should be shared, because it can help you and it can help the people having the reading so much, giving them, you know, the tools to empower themselves and make choices based on the guidance that they receive from your method of reading. So Sandra, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've given me this week as well. It's been amazing, absolutely amazing. Thank you. Just going to make that a tiny bit bigger. I am going to keep that on there because it's special. Okay, so with no further ado, we are continuing through the Pentacles, and we've got the 9 of Pentacles today. So, oh, lovely, she's responding. Oh, yeah. Do, honestly, because it really makes a difference, Sandra. And Sandra's saying she'd love that. I'll keep the comments to the side, and everyone will be able to see all the comments a little bit later when we've kind of gone through the PDF, okay? So I'd love that. I'd really love that. She's saying yes, that she would actually come on here with me, and we can do something with Sandra as a student. Sorry, I've got aircon on and my mouth is drying up. So water it is. It's about 48 degrees Celsius where we are. I realise my top's a little bit pissy. It's looking a little bit funny on the scene. Sorry, everybody. That'll teach me to wear patterns, okay? So, and there's the dogs. Oh, goodness me, I am terribly sorry. I reckon that could be somebody going by, or the man who said he was coming to fix my kitchen 3 weeks ago has probably turned up. Oh, the joy of going live. Sorry, folks. So, anyone that knows me knows that I've rescued many street dogs, and at the moment we've got 10. Don't worry, we've got plenty of outdoor space and plenty of indoor space, and they are all nice and chilled, but obviously a little bit annoyed that something has disturbed their quietness. So bear with me for a moment. Okay, hush, hopefully. I'll keep doing that. So the Nine of Pentacles, let's look at our figure in the card. Here we see a lady, and the lady looks as if she's dressed in finery, and she has a beautiful bird on her hand, and that's a bird of prey, and it signifies that she has the time and the space and the she's got a lifestyle that allows her to do as she pleases. And we see the grapes and the grapevines growing in the background. Actually, I've got grapes, and I thought, gosh, I must take a photo for you all and show you that what's growing in my garden. I will do that. I've got grapes that look identical to that, and exactly like that. They're on a wall rather than kind of hanging downwards. I've got olive trees that grow around. I've got pomegranates. I was thinking about that, as in because that appears in the High Priestess, our secret sort of card that is all about intuition. So I've got all of those things, and I think it's important to surround yourself with some symbology at times, okay, in the way in which we can feel connected. Okay, so here's our lady, and it just looks as if she's got a life of leisure. That's the point. So the Nine of Pentacles, if it comes up in a reading, it's about material prosperity, comfort, and contentment. It's also about the refined and privileged way of life, independence and self-reliance. So this lady doesn't need anyone. She's got it all going. She's self-sufficient. It's a card of achieving. It's a card of a civilized lifestyle, abundance, okay? Now, abundance, I read something, I think it was yesterday, and it popped up and it said, look at your life. Do you have abundance in your life? There's people go, oh gosh, no, I could always make room for more. Of course you could. But it was reminding us of the basics of, do we have water, food? Do we have clean clothes? Are we able to have somewhere to sleep? Are we in a place where we can rest and be that version of ourselves that is private, i.e. we have a home? So, it depends what you look at when you've got a civilized lifestyle or abundance. It's a card of luxury. It's a card of being self-sufficient, financial independence. And it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the luxuries and pleasures of the good life. And that includes money, leisure, time, fun, material comfort, and rest. Just what I mentioned, actually. And I read that, and I thought it was absolutely lovely. And the Nine of Pentacles is about refinement and enjoying easy comfort, but doing it alone. So it means that you don't need anyone to get it for you. You've got it yourself. You've provided it for yourself. So this card can also indicate an inheritance. There is wealth and there is comfort. So it's a great card when it turns up. It's saying, look, look at your blessings. Look at what you're doing. And by having those things, you can create and achieve even more. Okay? But as you know, I always talk about reading in pairs. So let's say that we have, oh gosh, what a great card. I just happened to pick the first one. I'm not doing pairs today, but just to give you a little idea of the method that I use. And if you watch the lives, you're able to kind of look at why is she putting out 2 cards every time. I put out 3 pairs, so they get 6 cards, but it's not 6 cards individually. I connect the major card and the minor card together. So, For example, if you have the Nine of Pentacles and you have this card, which is the Wheel of Fortune, okay, that would be that you're gaining abundance. There's an aspect of being lucky. There is an aspect of actually feeling fortunate. There is the capability to have opportunities that will come your way to give you what you need, to give you what you've asked for, to give you what you want to manifest, okay? Let's say that it was this card instead, just for example, okay? That's the Star card there, okay? And the Star card is all about community, healing, principles, ideals. It connects with Aquarius. So if that came up with the Nine of Pentacles, you'd be looking at the fact that, you know, you are in a place where you are socializing with people of the same sort of degree of the Nine of Pentacles. So people that are abundant, that have self-sufficiency, or financially independent, or it could be that it depends where it is in the reading, and that's where the map of the reading and the spread, and I only use one spread and I do not use reverse cards, okay? It's all to do with being able to maybe heal with money, you know, to be healthy with money, to have principles and be around like-minded people with money. So the major card is telling you really the main story, and the minor card, as you feed it into the major card, actually tells you where you are at in that journey. So the Nine of Pentacles coming up on its own can mean diddly squat. You know, you kind of go, oh, who's this? What's this? You know, is it he, she, me, they? Has it happened? Is it going to happen? Is it happening now? And I can teach you all of that. You know, timing, big one. People find that incredibly hard. It's easy if you know where to look and what you're looking for. And it's very, very simple, okay? I'll give you a little tip today. If it was a pentacle, one pentacle, i.e. the Ace of Pentacles, would represent a month. But you can't just say that. It's got to be in the position of where you look for timing. So there is a specific part in your reading that actually says, here is the timing. And, you know, you might have swords. And if you have swords, you've got open. You've got no timing at all. It doesn't matter what sword it is, okay? You've got no timing. So then you look at your major card. And perhaps it's the Hierophant. Well, the Hierophant relates to that time of Taurus. So it would be the time of Taurus, okay? And Taurus is the 20th of April to the 20th of May. So you would know it was that time. Do you see? So there's just a couple of tips, okay? So I've told you quite a lot there, you know, just little things. And that's where people struggle. Instead of going, I think this, my guides are telling me that. Look, use your intuition, but to go in feeling that you are just stumbling, this, that, the other. And I did psychic development, and that was all about connecting with what you saw. And, you know, I sat in that class for 2 or 3 years, every week, for 3 or 4 hours with my colleagues and other students, as a student myself. And it was like we were all grasping at sort of straws. And I don't know, even the teacher was going, oh, that's really good. She's told us she can smell tobacco or lavender. What? I didn't tell a client, you know, what time it was going to be. People can be very desperate. People can actually need to know that if something doesn't happen by X, they've got to shift and change and try something else. You see? Yeah? And so that is the point. Okay? You know, which countries? It can come up as America, it can come up as Canada, it can come up as Europe, it can come up as the Middle East, it can come up as Africa, and I can show you how to find those things, okay, and how they connect and what you're looking for. And you are just simply picking up, a bit like saying the letters of the alphabet. You pick up A, and you pick up T, and you've got at. That is how. But it's knowing where in your spread and how to do it, okay? Likewise, when you are using major minor cards, you feed the energy of the minor card into the major card to find out what the background effects are. When that changes, and it's only once, it's when you've got a court card. So let's say you have a court card and you've got a court card that's a page, okay? And you get something like the Magician, okay? So you get the Magician, which is, you know, smokes mirrors and great communicator and quite genius, but we've got a page. So we feed the energy of the Magician into the page and go, the page is the student. Which suit is it from? Let's say it's Pentacles. So you've got a studious young person or somebody right at the beginning of their journey that's feeling like they're a novice, which is what a page is. Doesn't matter what your age is. We'll all start something. We're all students of something, no matter what our age. You know, I've learned how to put this together with Ecamm, you know, which is what I use to stream to you all in the different platforms and restream. And I've had to learn how to work that, you know. So I was a student there, okay? Teaching students, you know, it's almost crazy, isn't it? You know, I'm trying to learn how to do something in order to teach something. And we've all been challenged with that through COVID, having to learn how to work remotely, okay? So we are all sometimes the page. And so if we had the Magician is a card of actually saying, oh, it's smokes and mirrors, but also it's being able to have all the four elements. So it's saying capabilities are there, and they probably black it a little bit, but they are studious enough. If you've got the Page of Cups, he's a bit of a dreamer. He thinks he knows what he's doing. He's dreaming of doing it, but is he actually going to do it? Probably not. He wants to. We have to see what happens next. How would we know if that page is going to develop? Well, I can tell you. First of all, you would look to see if he is progressing as a page into a different area from just thinking or feeling or acting or doing, and that would depend on the suit, and I teach you all of that in the courses. Or you would look to see if in your spread, as you go round, and I would say it's anti-clockwise in the spread actually, but you know, you would go around and go, look, that page is now becoming a knight, and then they're becoming a king. And that tells you that they are progressing. But if you see it the opposite way, that they start off as a king, and they kind of like, as you go along your spread and you get to the finished place, they're becoming a student again. You would need to look, is it on this matter, or is it that they are about to learn something new? It's all in your spread. And I have a map, you know, if you like. It's a simple way of actually saying what that position is in your spread. Okay. Sorry, you are. We have somebody asking about readings. It's not readings, Manjira. I'm sorry. Okay, it's lessons. Okay, so we are learning about the cards. So sorry about that. Fridays. Okay, I know people do get confused. Okay, so there's a little bit about how you can bring it all together. But I cannot do that on here. It's just way too much. Sorry about that, Manjita. Sorry. We'll see you on Friday, 5 o'clock. Yeah? Okay. And, you know, it'd be lovely as we go forwards to actually bring students on or people that are training with tarot or wanting to actually experiment and read for people and say, look, I'm learning. Can I get a little bit of feedback from what I'm giving you? Do you agree? Does that make sense? And I can help. You know, if you're missing something, and say, come on, what's that? So we can do a little bit of training together here on Lives, which would be so much fun. And we can also offer readings to students knowing that you're training. Okay, so there's a lot of ideas that I've got coming up for the future for us all. For you to practice, for you to get feedback from people, for you to feel that you can have a go at it. And I'm there to kind of ask a question and go, gosh, I'm stuck, I don't know what this is. And say, it's okay, let's put it together. So that's the whole idea, okay? But we needed to make a start with each individual cards. But I want you to know that the series is going to run and run and run and run. And I want you to know that I can't cover it all, so you would need to kind of go and hop on and look at the actual method. You'll only get little snippets here, which is frustrating, I know, but it is what it is, okay? So I will, you know, at least help you as much as I possibly can. All right, so, right, I'm going to remove that, and let's go on to this one, 10 of Pentacles. So if we look at this card, and again, remember, if you want a copy of this, just write to me, it's free, okay? It's white, yours is white, I made mine purple, so I didn't look washed out with white behind me, okay? And so you are able to write to me at hello@tarotcourses.online. Now, if you bear with me, okay, there you go. That should be on top there. I hope you can see that. Goodness, I need to just move that a little bit. If I move that, it will probably... Okay. I've told it to unlock. All right, okay, let me lock that now. Yeah, just for now. Okay, so if you want, there it is online. Okay, I need to put my mouse back there, and then I can kind of see who's watching. Not who, but how many. Okay, whether people are dropping off, or, you know, having to kind of go off and do other things. So in our scene, we see a family of different generations. It looks like an elder gentleman sitting there. We can see a child behind, looks like a female figure, and we have what looks like a man. Our figure's got their back to it, us as we look at it, and we've got dogs in the scene. And then we've got what looks like property behind, and an archway to suggest that we are going into a city or into a town or into a property. And we see the 10 of Pentacles dotted around, and that signifies manifestation of things that are materialized in our world. So always remember, when it's a pentacle, you already have it, okay? Or, you know, you are manifesting it. It's going to happen. You can say it's a sure thing, okay? So when I say that, I mean you are capable. You're on your journey to get that. That's what I mean, you know, and you need to keep going to grab it, as it were. Okay, so a pentacle is something that's manifested, something that's tangible, something that you are putting together, and there's a finished product. Okay, so 10, it doesn't come much better than that. And, you know, people say, oh, it's a big money card. Yes, indeed it is. But it is also other things. It's affluence and material well-being, having enough to eat, having, you know, money coming in, having a roof over your head, being able to expand. And, you know, it's material well-being within conventional limits. It's choosing material success over art and imagination. So instead of going, I want it, I'm thinking about it, it's actually making sure that you do it. So again, another way of putting this together is to think, well, you know, thinking something doesn't make it happen, which is what the air sort of symbology is in tarot. It's the thoughts, okay? So you might think you want a cup of tea, and you might think, oh gosh, I really feel that I want a cup of tea. Fine. Feeling it and having emotions does not provide it. So you have to go and get the water, put it in the kettle. You have to have a kettle in the first place to do it, don't you? You have to have energy, either electric or gas, to actually make that water boil. And you have to then have what it is that you want to put into your cup to make that tea, and all the articles to make a cup of tea. And that's the work, that's the wands. And then you have a product. And that's what a pentacle is. So think of pentacles as something like a cup of tea that you have in your hand. So in actual fact, in my case, I have a glass of water. Why? Because I got my bottle of water, I got my glass ready, and it's here. Okay, and I'm going to take a sip because I'm talking. If anyone has any questions or wishes to actually just say hello or talk to the group, please do feel free. It's a lovely, friendly place to be, and I am very grateful to you all. Okay, I know that it's much more popular on Fridays. We had 200 messages last night, just alone for a reading, mini readings. Couldn't get through them all, of course. In an hour and a half, I did my best. After a day of reading from 9 in the morning until about 15 minutes before I went on live. And the dogs didn't get their evening walk because we overran and it was too dark. Okay, but there you go. That's life, and I'm very grateful. It was a busy day. It was an awesome day, and I am delighted. And then, somebody brought a cause, didn't you, Sandra? And that was just lovely. Thank you, because it feels as if it's useful to you, and it is, and it can change your life. Life-changing. You're able to kind of go and have a passive income, or work remotely, or actually get paid for doing what you love. And, there are people that will employ you if you don't want to actually be just on your own. It is hard. That's the whole reason I set my first company up. It was because it's incredibly hard to keep driving down the motorway and appearing for shows and seeing a queue of people that had been waiting for 2 or 3 hours to have their turn. And keep coming up to you and going, how long are you going to be with this one? And when am I next? And it's like, they're closing at 5 and I've got about 50 people still and I'm not reaching any of them. And people say, oh, it's fine, they can come and contact you and you can book them in. You know what? When people need guidance, they need it now. And that's what really inspired me to say, I can't split myself a million ways. And so what we'll do is we'll set it up as a telephone service where people can actually ring now and get somebody. And if it's not me, it's somebody else. And that's how it evolved, And for those that know me, I've done that for many, many years. And yeah, going to people's houses for tarot parties. And they'd say there was going to be 5. And then they'd go, oh, another 20 have turned up. And it's like, well, I can't possibly stay here and do my job properly and read for all of those people. And I used to feel, I felt disappointed. I felt disappointed last night that I couldn't reach everybody, It's hard sometimes. But, if you've got a business where people can actually suggest a time, almost imminently with you that day or the next day, do bear in mind putting people till next week. They need help now. I will tell you that, okay? I know that for years and years of doing this, okay? So it's been able to actually help. They need peace of mind now. They don't want to wait. They don't want another sleepless night. They don't want it on their mind. They need to know what to do. And by the time you reach them, that time could have passed and they could have actually felt, that they had to jump and make a very quick decision based on emotion, and they would prefer guidance, okay? So that's what I'm saying. So, yeah, you've got all sorts of different ways. So that's why I set about kind of saying, right, first of all, I need to share this method. And secondly, I want to stop going up and down the motorway and feeling that, people will not ring tomorrow or book in next week or in a month's time, because that was I couldn't please everybody all of the time. You've got to bear that in mind, okay? So if you go and work for a psychic company, there's plenty of people to choose from, and so therefore you are able then to feel that you are able to read for somebody that's chosen you there and then, and they've done all the work for you, all the advertising, and there you go. Okay, so there's a little bit about sort of, background. And of course, I was always there to actually start people off that wanted to become a reader and work for that company. So, that's what we did. We used to do it on the phone. Technology is wonderful now. We're able to do this. And so it's like, no, I want to do more of this. I want to share this more. I've done the readings for 30 odd years, and I've taught this, but not as much as I wanted to, and I wanted to make it more widely available for people that were searching for a method that really does work, that really does make you feel satisfied as a reader and competent and capable of being able to say, yes, I am a professional reader, I will read your cards for you. And you know what? I'll be able to answer your burning questions. But if you ask a stupid question or a naive question, I will actually say to you, I'm terribly sorry. You need to phrase that another way, and then we can go ahead and perhaps give you some guidance. So you could say, you don't say, oh, we're just giving that for, I don't know. People say, oh, you're the psychic, you tell me. It doesn't work like that. When you do get information psychically and intuitively, you are given sort of highlights, bits that don't join together, things that maybe this, maybe that. And a tarot can provide much more concise, accurate sort of guidance for that person to mull over and decide which path to go for. Okay? And that's what it is. Okay? It's not fortune telling. It's guidance. Okay? So what does this all mean? The affluent and material well-being within the conventional times, well, it means having enough for your needs and being able to continue keep going forwards. It's a card of wealth, and it depends how you measure wealth. Some people would say, oh, I can never have enough. Good for you. That's an excellent attitude. It's the way in which you go about it, and it doesn't just land in your lap. You have to have a thought, a feeling, and you have to work at it in order to actually manifest and produce it. Okay, same as you guys wanting to be a tarot reader and maybe have a passive income or make that switch full time to being a professional reader. You will need to go through the journey to be able to say, okay, I graduated. I can now say I'm confident. I'm not going to get phased. There's a little bit of backup for me. There's somewhere to go. Pop up on here, at the weekends, ask me, ask anybody here that's also learning, talk to other students, talk to people that want to read it. Okay, I'm sorry, I do believe we've got workmen in. So that's why the dogs are barking, because they're being territorial, and I'm terribly sorry. I didn't know that was going to happen. The joy of going live, okay? And even when I made the videos, I used to have to keep stopping, an aeroplane went past, or dogs barked, or something happened, okay? And obviously sometimes people turn up at your door. It's either that or I've got a reading going on. Okay? So this is also a card that can take a straightforward meaning, indicating material and financial well-being and general prosperity in your home life and relationships. It's financial security, it's family, long-term success, contribution. You've accumulated wealth and abundance through hard work and dedication, and now you can relish sharing this wealth with others. Exactly what I'm saying about what I learned. I had an impressive sort of training, really impressive. And, we used to be so privileged that we could sit with our teacher for 2 or 3 hours every week. And back then it was £20 a lesson. That's a lifetime ago, but it was worth every penny. And I went week in, week out for 3 to 5 years. 3 years with the tarot and then another 2 with psychic development. And I just kind of went, I will use that in conjunction with the tarot together, because obviously everyone is psychic, but it doesn't tell you enough, does it? It's no good if somebody is saying, when will he come back? And you're going, oh, your great auntie's here, or somebody that looks like that, and she's got grey hair, and she used to sort of do this with her face, and yeah, I can see that she's wearing a diamond ring. And the person's kind of going, and do you see? And yeah, we can see things, we can visualize things. Once you start with the tarot, you'll be able, when you look at a country, you'll go, gosh, do you know what? I can see the Vatican. I can see, not only am I looking at Europe, but I'm seeing the Vatican, or I am seeing, as I'm getting this, and I've got the card of Europe, I've got a vision of Switzerland. That's when you use it, because it's coming together and it's combining. And that is how you are able to give accuracy. It doesn't all come at once. Remember, I said to you, you need to think it, you need to actually communicate it, you need to feel it, you need to do it, you need to do the work, and you need that to be able to practice it as you're manifesting it. Okay? Just like anything. All right? So, Bear with me, I am going to play you a video of the Pentacles course in case anyone is interested in doing it, and then I'll be back with some decks to show you the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles in various decks that you might like to choose to work with. By the way, these are my decks and I am in no way selling them or telling you where to get them. It's simply a case of saying these decks are the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles, and they're all very different. You know, if you were to choose these decks or similar decks, would it work for you? That's my point, okay? And what we can see in the images, and whether it's good or whether it's not for you, okay? Or whether it's just pretty and you'd like it in your collection or you'll pass on that, okay? So let me take that off the screen and let's put this on. I'll be back in a minute. I'm changing scenes with you, okay? Welcome to the Pentacle family, the Minor Arcana, the Suit of Pentacles, the Earth family. Here you can enroll into my comprehensive video course with me, where I will teach you everything you need to know about the Suit of Pentacles. Now, deep down, most people will probably own a deck of cards and really don't know how to read them. And that's sad if you're an aspiring tarot reader and you want to know so much more. Here's a course where you can learn at your own pace and start the lessons whenever you desire. By going on to the system, you're able to follow the strategy of how this unique course allows you to learn the symbology of the Rider-Waite based decks and what the element of Earth really means. Pentacles answer the questions about finances, comfort, industry, and productivity. Earth is tactile and tangible and deals with the ability to manifest your goals. It represents the resources that we need to build our lives and ambitions and creates the foundations, which is stable, supportive, and fertile. The sensory existence and the seeking of pleasurable and sometimes indulgent experiences. You will also learn the negative aspect of the Suit of Pentacles, including being possessive, greedy, and overly materialistic. You will learn about overindulging and not exercising, managing one's finances to the detriment of other life priorities. Here's a little bit about me. My name is Anne-Marie. I'm your instructor, taking you through the Minor Arcana, the Pentacles. So why not enroll now and learn as much as you can about the Earth family, the Suit of Pentacles. Here's a course where you can learn my unique system and fast. And I'm back, and so are the dogs. My apologies for that. I really cannot control that. Being live, it's a pain, and I am sorry. And if I could do something about it, I truly would. But it is what it is. So my apologies, folks. I do try my very best. Things do happen. Okay, right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different decks here. And the first one, I absolutely love this deck. It's called the Everyday Enchantment Tarot, okay? And there's the box, okay? And it's gorgeous. You know, inside you get your major minor cards and you get a big book. I took that out because my desk, I didn't want it cluttered while I'm filming, okay? And so we've got the 9 of coins in this scene. Now, if you just bear with me for a second, right, I'm going to try and just bring, where's my camera? Okay, I'll try and zoom that just a weeny bit. Okay, let's do that. Thank you for your patience there, okay? So, a 9 of coins, you know, it's showing us our female, move that a little bit more. There you go. Right. Okay. She's sitting there. She's got her grapes on the plate. You know, abundance. Grapes are abundance. You know, symbolically, and you know, elegantly with her coffee cup or her teacup, and she's reading, suggesting that she has time and that she is relaxed and that she doesn't have stress in her life because everything is going well. And she's taking the time to value, be grateful, and appreciate what she has made happen. And there's a perfect example of she's made a meal. And she's got lovely things around her. The cat's sitting on an elegant chair. You know, the lighting's there, windows, and behind her looks like a lovely garden. She looks like she's got a lovely home. She looks elegant. She's dressed well. You know, she's made up. You know, all suggesting that she looks after herself. And that's really what that card's about, you know, being grateful and looking after yourself in a certain way. Okay, so that's a beautiful deck, very modern in the beautiful way. And really, you know, if you're struggling, that's a great deck to choose. But really, I am going to say this. Get yourself a Waite Deck, because the symbology in that and what you can learn from the symbols speaks universally. So you'll be on the same page as everybody when it comes to the meanings, the feelings, the symbology, because you can miss out with other decks. But if you're looking for another deck to work with, you know, seriously, that's a great one, because it will speak to you. You can see it and you go, gosh, you know, looks like you're relaxed, looks like everything's good, looks like, you know, you've got enough to eat and you're eating something rather lovely. It's not bread and water, is it? You know, she's not dressed in rags. She's not sitting there in a cardboard box in the street, you know. Oh, thank you. Oops. I absolutely love the comments. Thank you so much, Denise. Peace and blessings to you as well, my darling. Thank you so much. And lovely to make that comment, you know, and that's what it's about, you know. So when this kind of comes up for us, we can't just say, oh, you're going to be rich, you know. And I know that it's easy to actually think that that's what it might mean, but we can go deeper and we can really, you know, people turn around and go, gosh, you know, I don't believe that. And it's like, hang on a minute, keep going. You're doing the right things. You've already got this. You can get more. And this is the way to go about it. The guidance is there, you know, and it's that. And also, you know, something of a tip that I will tell you, one of the most important things you can do is to read it, is to listen. I know when I first started on the lines, when you've got somebody sitting next to you, it's a little bit easier, even if you are at a show and they're sitting opposite you and, you know, putting out the cards and they're kind of going, oh, I'm really scared, oh, you know, you're not going to do anything bad, are you? All of that kind of thing, you know, I'm sure you get where I'm coming from. It's easier to kind of calm somebody down, but, you know, it is a case of being able to let that person tell you what they want. You know, you need to listen. And when I first went on the lines, it's like, right, it's cards, because it was a different platform and I couldn't see them. I actually do prefer now doing a reading on the telephone or via Zoom or even here, because it's actually a case of you develop a different muscle, you develop a different strength. And for me, it's a preference. I used to find that when people were sitting opposite me, they just go, oh, I just want to get a cup of coffee if I was at somebody's house, or they'd be in my home, and they'd kind of go, oh, you know, I just wanted to ask you this, and we'd go off track, and I think, crikey, you know, I'm not going to be able to keep my time, the next appointment, and so on. So it can be good for you. It's just everyone's got their preference, you know. So 9 of coins, and that, as I said, is Poppy Palin's the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. Gorgeous deck. Then we've got Julia Jeffrey and Barbara Moore's deck, the Tarot of the Hidden Realm. And I first saw this deck on YouTube. I and a fellow tarot reader who's excellent, by the way. Highly recommend the Queen of Cups. She's amazing, and her videos are awesome. She's very spiritual, she knows her stuff, and she was using this deck and she listed it, and I ordered it from her directly because she was actually selling them as part of what she does on YouTube. So I got my deck from there. And so there we've got this gorgeous image of our figure with a robin. Robin is sometimes symbolic of getting a message from the universe to tell us something has been confirmed, give me a sign, tell me that it's going to be okay. I'd like to see, a red robin. And I do that quite often, when I know that it would be unusual to see a robin, such as now in the middle of August, in this hot country that I live in. And it happens, so again, it's symbolic, this lady is well looked after, she's provided, she's got jewels sitting here, and she's dressed in her finery, she's smiling serenely, and everything is good. And we can see the abundance of things growing behind her, this growth in her life, that's symbolic, okay? So it's lovely. Right, let me move the camera a little bit. So let's switch to over here, okay? And this deck is the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid. Excellent deck, love this. I've done quite a few videos, the relationship videos. If you want to look at those, I use that deck. I can't remember which star sign I did the different elements, if you're Earth and your X is air, what's going to happen. I did 16 sort of big videos that were very popular because they were different, okay? But you can see a whole reading. And incidentally, if you want to have a look at what a full reading looks like, pick your own star sign, okay? And okay, bear with me a second. We've got another person kind of hijacking and saying, I'll give you a reading, which is really naughty because you're here, for the reasons that you're here and not for somebody to say, hey, I'll give you a reading. It's just spamming, I'm afraid. So sorry about that. It does happen because my Facebook page is open. Thank you. I've just been told it's gone. Thank you very much. That's gorgeous. So now we've got the Good Tarot and the Nine of Earth. It's beautiful. Here we're seeing a lady with a mask upon her. Hi, Charlie Bear. How are you? Lovely to see you again. Lovely. Thanks for saying hi. It's great to know who you are. If you just say hello, I'd love that. I'm not asking anything difficult of you, and I know that sometimes people say, oh gosh, I don't want anyone to know that I like tarot. I understand. I really do. More than you would know. My mum hates it. And her daughter is here. She doesn't even know that I do this here. That's her age, unfortunately. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Charlie Bear. You're really, really kind. Love having a little interaction with you. So, yeah, again, we're seeing what looks like our figure. She's got flowers in her hand. Again, growth, symbology of growth. And she's got what looks like a jeweled mask and maybe something around her neck that shows, she's got the means to pay for such things, And so, again, representing happiness, growth, I have things, I look after myself, I value myself, I appreciate myself, things are good. I may not have it all, but I have enough for my needs, and I can continue to keep going, because if you've got water and you've got a kettle, you can go and sort of do something that helps you make a cup of tea, can't you? One thing leads to another, strings to your bow, as it were. So when you've got that, you can carry on building, you can carry on manifesting, carry on creating. It's not about being greedy, it's actually about persevering and going, this works, so we can do more good. We can accumulate this, and then we can share, because that's what it's all about. Okay. You know, someone like that, you know, this morning, let me give you an example. Just walking down the lane with the dogs first thing. My neighbour, you know, quite a way down the lane before I get to a neighbour, he sees me, sees the dogs, sees them do what dogs do when they're out, and me picking it up and wrapping it up and popping it into the dustbin, and he approves. He kind of comes out and says, "Here you are, incir," and incir means fig in Turkish, and 3 beautiful fresh figs. There you go. And when I walk my dogs, I've got a waistcoat on, and it's got zips and pockets all over it, because I've got a spare lead, I've got a torch in case it's dark, because there's snakes and bats where we live, and other things. I don't want to kind of come across that. I want to know what's there and kind of go, oh, I'm going the other way, for my safety and the dog's safety as well. I've got water, I've got a little bowl, and I've got this zip-up pocket, and I've got my bags, you know, to actually pick up with the dogs, and pulled out my little sort of plastic bag and said, "Thank you so much." And, you know, they're very humble. You know, they sit outside on plastic chairs and whatever they've got. If they see you, they share it with you. I walked back along the lane, met him again, my figs in my back pocket, my 2 leads with Daisy and Sandy, and he went, "Badam." And then producers, you know, 4 or 5 almonds, which again is Turkish word for almond, fresh almonds off the tree. See? It's about sharing, isn't it? You know? And, you know, whenever we have kind of decided that we are replacing something, they are farmers, and, you know, whatever we've got, we turn around and say, "We don't need this anymore. You know, would you like it? You know, it's been perfect working wood, and nothing wrong with it. We're not giving them our old rubbish. We're just turning around and saying, would you like it?" It's just about sharing, and that's what it's all about. And if we can do that, it's a good life. You know, that's what it's all about. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles in this one. Now, look, snow. And I thought, oh, should I show this? And it's like, well, some of you weren't around when I kind of did the readings and the lessons at Christmas. This is the Winter Waite. Absolutely gorgeous deck. And you'll see me using this in the winter months. Gorgeous cardstock quality. It's lovely, shiny. I got this from Tarot Collectibles. Absolutely gorgeous deck. I've got quite a few of their decks. I tend to kind of like certain images, you know, that Tarot Collectibles do. The Groovy Rider-Waite, it's colourful, it's fun, it's happy, it's tells a story. Tells a story. It's got to tell a story for me. And when I mean that, you know, symbology, and me to be able to connect. And here we have our figure dressed, you know, in a snowy scene, winter, and there's the Pentacles. And you can see she's in her finery. So they're all different images, aren't they? But they all kind of speak to us. Okay, so let's look at the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, and sometimes there's just cards that are no-nos, and there's cards that we kind of go, gosh, yes, I can definitely work with that. Okay, put my camera there in a minute. Okay, so let's go backwards. So again, the Winter Waite, and there's the 10 of Pentacles, and there's our family scene, and, you know, there's the Christmas tree, hopefully, you know, with present. No idea what that's about. Let's bear with me. There's got to be a way of kind of moving things. Okay. I'll work on that. Sorry, no idea. It's don't mean seeing blurb that isn't relevant. Okay, so yeah, we've got our scene going on there, our family and the luxury that they've got going on, the abundance, you know. It looks as if red is a colour of power. Always remember that if you see that. And also colours, you know, you connect psychically to that, intuitively to that. What does it mean, you know? In this regard, it looks as if it's powerful, it looks as if it's confident, it looks as if it's cheerful. You've got the greenery there to represent a support from the universe, and you've got the scene of the Christmas tree sort of suggesting that, you know, they're giving gifts to each other. There's some lovely, lovely things going on in that actual scene. I love that deck, and I love all that they do. The Groovy Rider Waite, the Tripping Waite, to mention but a few. I'm sure there's more that I can't even think about at the moment, sorry. So it's another gorgeous, gorgeous deck. Okay, let's see. Right, okay, so the Good Tarot, yeah, again, treasure box, you know. She's got her companion there, her faithful companion. Now, is that a husky, a dog, or is it a wolf? Don't know, okay? But she's got wings. She looks like a fairy. It looks enchanting. Gosh, lovely feeling of relaxed and peaceful and treasures and enjoying what you have. It represents what you already have. Remember what I keep saying to you. It's not, oh, you're going to get rich, you're going to win the lottery, oh, you're going to this, that, and the other. It might, you know, maybe if we kind of saw outside influences such as working with, bear with me, I showed it earlier, it's here. Let's say, you know, you were in a position of having the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Showing opportunities, definite opportunities where, you know, that on its own, about what? Let's say it came up with the Ace of Wands, opportunities with work, opportunities of new ventures. Let's say it came up with the Two of Swords, yeah? There's opportunities, but you're scattered and not seeing it, okay? You see what I mean? It will all come to you, you know, it's magic. It's like anything, you know, something on its own doesn't always help us understand. Okay, let's move my camera along. Okay, and so we have the Tarot of the Hidden Realm, and there's the Ten of Pentacles. Different scene. We've got a fellow, we haven't got the family. We had a female there, we haven't got the family, you know? You see what I mean? It's like, well, what can that mean? So if you've just got this, I'm going to say, I might forget about the fact that I'm not seeing the family, and it might be something to do with family inheritance or family wealth. You see? That on its own, I might kind of forget that, but I love it. It's, you know, this guy showing, look, you know, and in a way that kind of suggests he's got money, but to me that would actually look as if he's saying, I made this. That's what I sort of immediately sort of feel when I look at that. And the land behind him, not exactly full of abundance, but there's growth, there's support from the universe, and it looks like he's made something from very little. That is gorgeous, okay? Thank you, Anjali Verma. Thank you. How are you? Thank you for coming in and saying hi. That's absolutely lovely. Lourdes, yes. I hope, yeah, you can ask. Okay, so we'll wait for your question regarding the tarot and the meaning of the cards and this tuition that we are doing. Sometimes I think they're going to ask for a reading, so we'll wait and see, shall we? Lourdes, I hope it's about the lesson. So yeah, feel free. Okay, so yeah, a different scene. And here, 10 of coins in the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. Okay, beautiful, beautiful scene there. Let me just zoom that little bit more for you to be able to see. I know that the light can cause, shall we say, a little bit. There you go. Right. So, yeah, 10 of coins, you can see that, right? Okay, it's the lights. I've got several on me so that you can see clearly. Family scene, you know, looks as if we've got Santa Claus there bringing presents, you know, to a family. Perhaps that's Grandad that's actually put Santa's hat on. And we've got the dog there, we've got the children, we've got 2 dogs actually, we've got the coins, you know, spun in the air there to show us it's money, we've got the heat, we've got the home, we've got the happy couple, perhaps mum and dad in the scene there. We've got, you know, a generation. So it's family, extended family. And, you know, extended family can mean, you know, it can be talking about family, you know, and what you've already got. You know, how lucky you actually are to have those people in your life. Same as I was telling you, you know, I didn't need a fig. I didn't need, you know, almonds. But how lovely, how absolutely lovely that somebody shared that with me, you know, and gave it to me. You know, it was just sharing. I've got, and I'd like you to have. Look at what I've grown, and you know how clever they are to have, you know, spent the time and nurtured it and made it grow from nothing, and produced, you know, food. And they literally do. And I can tell you that people around here, you know, whatever they grow in their garden, they have the same thing for breakfast, dinner, and lunch, days and days and days, until that no longer is in season, and then it changes. And I kid you not, you know, they will have, you know, peppers for breakfast. You know, they'll put them in the salad and then they'll fry them up for lunch and then they'll have them for evening and whatever else is available at the time, you know, whatever other is going on. Sometimes they're like a little bit in protein because they don't have that much money and therefore, you know, it's something that's precious, but they've got the chickens running around. They're self-sufficient, you see. So 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. It's not just money. That's my point, okay? It is things that you have materialized, that you made happen, you know, and that story I'm telling you is not just, oh, I'll tell you a little bit about my day. It's actually, you know, Ali actually made that happen. You know, he's grown those things, he's watered them, he's nurtured them, and that's the food supply for his family. And I can tell you that there is several generations. There's his little girl that comes along and strokes my dog. She's about 9. There's his wife. There's his elder daughter. There's the auntie there. And there is the grandmother. And they all live in that house together. And they have all these things. And they share it with me. And, you know, I'm a foreigner in their country. You know, yes, I've been here 13 years. And yes, we've always got on and spoken their language. And not as well as I'd like to, I tell you, but, you know, we shared conversations and struggled. I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong, you know, it's not my first language and I really don't have time to learn it. I just learn as much as I can to get me by, but I try and communicate. It's about sharing what we have. Whenever we can, we share what we have. You know, would you like this? You know, I no longer have a use for it. You know, please, feel free, if not, hand it to someone that can or will. Okay, Lewis, are you going to type your question? Don't seem to have it. So, has anybody else got any questions? Yeah, okay. It feels as if, I know sometimes that there's a lot to take in. Oops. You bring that back. There we are. Yes, I'm at 0. So, if you want to learn more about Pentacles, do go on to my website, which is tarotcourses.online, and there you can actually go and have a look at Pentacles and the course. Now, I'm going to tell you something that's only really just occurred to me as I was speaking to you here today. You may have seen, I included in the video how much it is. There's nothing hidden. It's under £20. One lesson a week where we would get through 2 or 3 cards, whatever we were studying, was £20, and I go back 30 years. Okay, so yeah, I'm saying That's what it is. And, I've tried to make it reasonable to cover my time. It took me 2 years to kind of film it all, because I had to find how I wanted it to look, how I meant it to be, in this unique way that I work, and I wanted it to be very modern, and there is nothing about sort of, shall we say, old sort of images. You can see that, work with very different things. But I love this kind of thing, and I love this kind of thing. This is beautiful. This is the roots of it all. But, it's a little bit of everything. We're not all the same, but, if I in any way can help you on your journey to kind of getting started and helping you become, to make money from something you absolutely love, because you want to give up your day job, then just keep coming here and keep popping onto the actual website, and I'm sure you'll find that you can do it. It's just the commitment that you need in order to be able to make your way and go on your journey. And I do want to emphasize that it's not just beginners. It is the beginners, and then there is the intermediate, which is the actual method, the first 10 pairs of the spread that I use, and then advanced is the 22 positions. So that would be 44 cards in your spread, and that is why you can answer anything from the subconscious to the conscious reality, to things that can change, to things from the past, to who, what, where, when, why, how, when's it going to happen, where's it going to happen, even down to the countries. And that's not, I'm psychically tuning in. There is a way of actually doing that, to see the influences of others, to see the influences of work, to see the influences. Health is there in the 6th house, but I don't cover it. I just mention people's well-being, or what may maybe not giving them peace of mind, because you need to be very careful with health. So I wouldn't go into too much depth with that. Yes, you can look at somebody's well-being. Am I okay? Yes, apart from the odd common cold, that kind of thing. No pregnancies, sort of, yes, there are cards of that. You can say it can suggest pregnancy or birth of a child, but it's not prediction, okay? And same with legal advice. There may be legal civil matters or legal matters or incarceration. You can look at all of that, but you can't look at the details, and you can't say, oh, yes, that person is definitely going into prison for this amount of time because he did this, that, and the other. It's not ethical, and you could get yourself into a lot of hot water, even though there are ways of doing it. So I've made sure that it would be within the guidelines of everything that would keep you safe, and make sure that you've not got anybody coming at you, for anything. Because you said I was going to have a child, and it's not happened, so I'm going to come and take a lawsuit. And you see what I mean? You've got to be very, very careful. And you've also got to be able to feel confident enough to say, I'm terribly sorry, but I will not answer that. Here's your money back, and my apologies. I've done it many times. I've even had it where somebody can come at you and they're so angry, and they're just not going to hear you, not that day, and you just say, look, I don't think this is going to work, and for that reason I'm going to say, perhaps, choose another reader, or maybe come back another day. We're not going to do it today. You have to be firm, because it's you too. And of course it's a little bit heartbreaking that you can't show them the light, as it were. You're not there to do that, and that's when I say, I've worked with people who's kind of, these customers are ranting and raving, and I don't think they're very well. Sometimes you have to kind of say, right, okay, we're going to block them, simply because they're spending too much money, and maybe their mental health is in a different place, and out of a good moral compass, you recognise that you're not qualified, and it's not what they need. They perhaps need somebody medically rather than psychic advice. And that's happened many times too. What do? You have to be firm. You have to say, this doesn't sit right with me or them, read for them once. I think something's not right. So I'm actually going to decline and say, I'm terribly sorry, but no. Okay? And you don't get in a fight. You don't say it's because I see anything bad. You just turn around and go, gosh, I'm really sorry, I'm not available. Okay? So, I can help you with all of those things. And yeah, they've happened. Of course, they're going to happen 7 days a week, 6 hours a day. Then it went to 5 days a week, 6 hours a day, and now it's kind of I'm doing the courses. So yeah, there's a lot that I can help you with. So feel free to reach out to me if you want to contact me. Let's put that back on the screen. Where did it go? Hello at tarotcourses.online. There it is. Oops, and again I've got to unlock the overlay. Okay, let's just shrink that down a really bit for you guys. Alright, okay, so if you want your free copy, feel free to reach out and I'll send that to you. All those that have had it, I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, you get it the same, even if you don't have a deck of cards, I know. That's why I put the image there for you, to be able to kind of follow the bullet points so that you don't even have to have a physical deck to get started. Thanks to all of you. I hope that you enjoyed today. Thanks for your time, thanks for your company, and thanks for watching. So till next week, at the weekend, when I will be back. Sorry I wasn't around last week, lots going on, and I thought I was going to be able to do it, but I didn't. So the odd time, life gets in the way, doesn't it? So that was all dealt with and done. And yeah, I'll be back next week, and we'll be doing the court cards. So we'll have the Page, and we'll have the Knight of Pentacles. So I'll see you next week. And if you want a reading, Fridays at 5, type Q, type new, let me know what you want to know, and we'll get through as many as we possibly can. Until next time, bye-bye, folks. I'm going to play you out with this. you.